Hi guys, welcome to my channel Radhika's Lessons. Let's continue with the chapter Triangles. Let's learn and remember. First, perpendicular bisector theorem. Part 1. The proof in detail is given on page number 39 of your textbook. I'm just revising it with you. Every point on perpendicular bisector of segment is equidistance from the endpoints of the segment. So every point on perpendicular bisector. So anywhere if I show the point, there is a perpendicular bisector. Let's divide the segment into two equal parts and also makes an angle of 90 degree. So we call it as perpendicular bisector of segment equidistance from the endpoints of the segment. Endpoints of the segments are A and B, and if I join point P to A and B, this distance is same. This is what the theorem proves. Part 2, proof is there on page 40 of your textbook. You can go through it. And any point is equidistance from the endpoints of the segment lies on a perpendicular bisector segment. Any point on perpendicular bisector segment lies equidistance from on the perpendicular bisector. Endpoints of the segment lies on the perpendicular bisector of the segment. Point P is on the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. So PM is perpendicular bisector of AB. This is part 2. Now second part, angle bisector theorem. Now you know what is angle bisector? Bisects or divides an angle into two equal parts. So this ray QS is called angle bisector. So let's see the theorem. Part 1, proof is given on page 40 of your textbook in detail. So every point on the bisector of an angle, so every point on this is the bisector, so every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistance from the sides. If this point I consider, it is equidistance from here. If this point I consider, it is equidistance from here. This point I consider, it is equidistance from here. This means AB is equal to AC. So segment AB is congruent to segment AC. Now part 2 of it. Part 2 proof is given on page 41. You can look at this diagram. Any point is equidistance from the sides of an angle is on the bisector of the angle. So any point on the sides of the or arms of the angle is equidistance from the point on the bisector. Okay, so any point equidistance from the side of an angle is the bisector of the angle. Is on the bisector of the angle. So if we show the point here and point here, then their point, they meet at the bisector and they are at equal distance. So ray QA is bisector of angle PQR, that is angle BQA and angle CQA. Now third property, properties of inequalities of sides and angles of a triangle. Now again there is a theorem here. You can go through the theorem on page 41. Now if two sides of a triangle are unequal, supposing if we are considering these two sides, they are unequal sides, then the angle opposite to greater side is greatest angle, then the angle opposite to the smaller side. Now if I am considering these two sides, then this is the longest side, so XZ is the longest side and the angle opposite to XZ is Y, so Y is the greater angle. XY is the smaller side, so angle opposite to this side is Z, so Z is the smaller angle. So this is greater side, opposite to greater side is greater angle and opposite to smaller side is smaller angle. This is what the theorem is, and the proof, we can go through this theorem on page 41. So angle XYZ is greater than angle XZY. Now theorem 4, you can study in detail on page 42 of your textbook. If two angles of a triangle are unequal, then side opposite to greater angle is greater than the side opposite to the smaller angle. Now if two angles are unequal, supposing these two angles, angle B and angle C are unequal angles, but if I say if B is greater than C, then the side opposite to angle B is the greatest side, if you are comparing these two angles, right? So if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to the greater angle is greater than the side opposite to the smaller angle. So I can say AC is greater than AB. Now let's come to the fifth part, theorem. You can study on page 43. Now the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Supposing if I add the length of AB and length of AC, it should be greater than the third side. Or if I add the length of AC and BC, it should be greater than AB. If I add the length of AB and BC, it should be greater than AC. So AB plus AC is greater than BC, AB plus BC is greater than AC, and AC plus BC is greater than AB. So any two sides, if every time I add, it should be greater than the third side. If it does not follow this rule, this means a triangle cannot be formed. Let's begin with practice set 3.4, page 43 of your textbook. You can look in the figure drawn here, 3.48. In figure 3.48, point A is on the bisector. This is the bisector. Point A is on the bisector of angle XYZ. If AX is 2 centimeter, then find AZ. Now point A lies on the bisector, that is ray YA of angle XYZ, right? So point is equidistant from ray YX. This point is equidistant from ray YX and YZ, and from ray YX and YZ, that is angle bisector according to angle bisector theorem. So AX is equal to AZ. Just now we studied this property. Given AX is equal to 2, therefore AZ is also equal to 2. Now question number 2, figure 3.49, this one. Angle RST, okay, is 56 degree. Angle RST is 56 degree. Segment PT is perpendicular to ray ST. Segment PR is perpendicular to ray SR. Find the measure of angle RSP. Okay, we have to find this measure. Angle TSR is 56 or RST is 56, but we have to find this measure. As this is a bisector, means divide the angle into two equal parts. Let's see how we need to solve it. So we have to write all PR is equal to PT. It is given already. They are perpendicular, so they are equal, and angle TSR is equal to 56 degree given. Then therefore point P is equidistant from the ray SR and ST. Therefore ray SP is the bisector of angle TSR. This is by angle bisector theorem. So angle RSP. Now we have to find the measure of angle RSP. So angle RSP is equal to half of angle RST or TSR. Any way you can read. So angle RSP is equal to half of 56, where angle RSP is equal to 56 divided by 2, which is equal to 28 degree. I come to question 3. In triangle PQR, PQ is 10 centimeter, QR is 12 centimeter, and PR is 8 centimeter. Find out the greatest and the smallest angle of the triangle. Now they have given us the length of the sides. All three sides are unequal of triangle PQR. Now we have to find out the greatest angle and the smallest angle. Now in triangle PQR, PQ is 10, QR is 12 and PR is 8. So QR, now if you look at this length, QR is greater than PQ, PQ is greater than PR. Okay, angle opposite to greater side is also greatest. Now here we have to, now these are the sides. Let's see the opposite angle to these sides. If you look at side QR, it is 12 centimeter. Angle opposite to 12 is P, and this is the greatest side, so this is the greatest angle. And if you look at this side PR, which is 8 centimeter and is the smallest length, so angle opposite to this is angle Q, which is the smallest angle. So angle P is the greatest angle and angle Q is the smallest angle. Question 4. In triangle FAN, angle F is 80 degree, angle A is 40 degree. Find out the greatest and the smallest side of the triangle. State the reason. Now angle, they have given us the measures of the angles and we have to find the greatest side. Now they have given us only the measure of two angles. So let's find out which are the from angle side opposite to these angles, which is the longest length. So let us find first the measure of angle N, because unless and until we do not know the measure of all the three angles, we cannot say that which is the smallest and which is the greatest. So what we need to do is first we will find the measure of this angle N, right? According to the properties of triangle, sum of measures of three angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. So angle F, angle A, angle N is equal to 180. If I substitute the value of F and A, 80, 40 plus angle N is equal to 180, 120. Take it to the right hand side. So 180 minus 120, angle N is equal to 60 degree. Now we have to compare the side opposite to F and A only. So F and A only. So side opposite to angle F is AN and angle A is FN, right? So I can say that FN is angle F is the greatest, then angle N and angle N is greater than angle A. Therefore sides opposite to them are, now I can say side opposite to angle F is AN, side opposite to angle A is FN. So the greatest side opposite to F is AN, that is what we need to find out, and side opposite to angle A is FN. So greatest side is AN and smallest side is FN of triangle FAN. Let's come to question number 5. Prove that an equilateral triangle is equiangular. So equilateral triangle, when we talk about all the three sides are equal. When we say that all the three sides are equal, then all angles also should be equal. Triangle MAN is an equilateral triangle, it is given. So MA is equal to AN is equal to NM or MN. Now what we need to prove is measure of angle A or angle M is congruent to angle A is congruent to angle N. That is, they have equal measures. Prove side AM is equal to side AN is equal to side MN given. Now what is the property of the angles? It states that angles opposite to equal sides are equal. So this side angle opposite to it is angle N, this side angle opposite to N. Now all the three sides are equal, so angle opposite to them are also equal. This is what the property states. So AM is equal to AN is equal to MN. Therefore angle M is congruent to angle A, angle A is congruent to angle N. A, N and M, all three are congruent. Therefore triangle MAN is an equiangular. Question 6. Prove that if the bisector of angle BAC, bisector, this is AD of angle BAC of triangle ABC is perpendicular to side BC, this perpendicular forming an angle of 90 degree, then triangle ABCN is an isosceles triangle. Now in triangle ADB, now ADB when we talk about, and ADC now we have to talk about, right? Because this is a perpendicular bisector of angle BAC. So what we have to prove is it is an isosceles triangle. So in these two triangles, angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. This is already given to us. Then AD is congruent to AD because this is the common side of both the triangles. And angle ADB and angle ADC, they form 90-degree angle because it is perpendicular to BC. When it is perpendicular to BC, the angle formed is 90 degree. Therefore, triangle ADB is congruent to ADC by ASA test, means angle, this is angle, this is angle, and this is side. So side AB is congruent to side AC, corresponding sides of congruent angles. Now when we talk about these two triangles, then these are the corresponding sides. So corresponding sides of the congruent, now we prove that these two triangles are congruent. So then in short we can write CSCT. Therefore triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle because we prove that this side is equal to this side. Let's come to question number 7. In figure 3.50, this figure, segment PR is congruent to segment PQ. Show that these two segments are congruent. Show that PS is greater than PQ. This segment is greater than PQ. And triangle PQR, segment PR is congruent to segment PQ given. Okay. Then angle PRQ is congruent to angle PQR. Now as angle opposite to these sides are also equal, so by isosceles theorem, this is two sides of the triangle are equal. So two angles opposite to them are also equal according to isosceles triangle theorem. Now angle PRQ is exterior angle. Now PRQ, now this angle when we are talking about is exterior angle of triangle PRS. Now if I am considering this triangle, then this is exterior angle of triangle PRS. So angle PRS is greater than angle S. PRS is greater than angle S, and PRS is greater than angle exterior angle property. So we can say PRQ is greater than angle S and PRQ is greater than angle P. Exterior angle property in triangle PQS. PQ side PS is greater than angle S. Side PS is greater than angle S. Side PQ in a triangle. Now I can say PS is greater than side PQ. In a triangle, side opposite to greater angle is greater. Question number 8 in figure 3.51, in triangle ABC, segment AD and segment BE are altitudes and AE is equal to BD. Given, prove that AD is congruent to BE. Now let's see this in triangle AEB and ADB. Now we are talking about this triangle AEB and ADB. both are 90 degree. AEB and ADB, if you look at this, AEB is 90 degree and ADB is 90 degree given, and hypotenuse AB. Now if I am considering this triangle, this is hypotenuse. If I am considering this triangle, then this is the hypotenuse. So both the triangles have common hypotenuse and one side congruent given. So this hypotenuse is common to both the triangles. It is, that is side AB, which is equal to both the triangles, and AE is equal to BD. So naturally when two sides are equal, the third side is also equal, or according by hypotenuse sides. See, hypotenuse AB is congruent to hypotenuse AB because common side of the triangle, segment AE is congruent to segment BD given, and triangle AEB is equal to triangle ADB by hypotenuse side. Therefore segment BE is congruent to segment AD by corresponding sides congruent triangles test. So that is AD is congruent to BE. That's all for this video. Wait for my next video of the same chapter, triangles. Till then, bye.